Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. 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 Bando moi savadhana mate. Moi savadhana mate. Bando moi savadhana mate. Bando moi savadhana. Jahara prasade bhai e bhavato riyajai. Jahara prasade bhai e bhavato riyajai. Krishna prapti ho jaha hate. 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 Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya. Arna Kori Ho Mane Asha. Arna Kori Arna Kori Ho Mane Asha. Arna Kori Ho Mane Asha. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Je prasade pure sarva asha. Je prasade pure sarva. Je prasade pure sarva asha. Je prasade pure sarva asha. Chakudan dilo je janme janme prabhu se. Chakudan dilo je Chakudan dilo je janme janme prabhu se. Deve gyan hridaya prakashito. Deve gyan hridaya prakashito. Deve gyan hridaya prakashito. Deve gyan hridaya prakashito. दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वीरगाय जहाँ चरित वीरगाय जहाँ चरित वीरगाय जहाँ चरित वीरगाय जहाँ चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना हा हा प्रभु खोरो दोया देहो मोरे पाद छाया प्रभु खोरो दोया देहो मोरे पाद छाया हा हा प्रभु खोरो दोया देहो मोरे पाद छाया हा प्रभु खोरो Evedat Gushu Tribhuvana Evedat Gushu Tribhuvana Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namo Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dishatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasatadeshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja Ki Jai Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajakacarya Shtotra Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajakacarya Shtotra Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mathura Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya Ki Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Sankirtan Yagya Ki Samveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatara. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates, by him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scripture sings of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor, Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, please merciful unto us, give us the shade of your lotus feet. You are famous for all the three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus feet. You are the savior of most fallen. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So everyone can please come this way. We will have Tulsi Artik now.
Srimati Tulsi Devi Maharani Ki. So the worship of Tulsi Devi is most auspicious, it's most devotional. Tulsi Devi is called Bhakti Devi, the one who awards devotion to the living entity. So by just worshiping her, by seeing her worship, by participating in her worship, one are being benefited. Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namaha Radha Krishna Seva Pavo E Avilasi Namo Namaha Ye tumhara sharana Lord Tada vancha purna Kripa kore koro tare Vrindavana basi Murai Avila Vilas Kunje Deovar Vilas Kunje Nayane Revo Sada Jugala Ruparasi Nivedana dara sakiranu gata koro Seva de karare koro nijadasi Inna Krishna dasi kare namoraho Shri Radha Govinda Premi Sarayana Basi Namo Namo Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namo Yani Kani Chapapani Brahmachare Kanecha Tani Tani Pranasanti Parakshana Pade Pade So all the Prabhus, all the men can at least go around Tulsi Devi 1 or 3 times and you will pour 3 drops of water on her roots. Yani kani chapapani brahmachare kani cha tani tani pranasanti darakshana pade pade Brahmachare Kanicha Yanikani cha papani brahmacharikani cha tani tani prana santi parikshana pari pari. Yanikani cha papani brahmacharikani cha tani tani prana shanti parikshana pari pari. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the Mataji's ladies, the ladies now can take their turn. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ramo, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Jai Tulsi, Jaya Tulsi, Tulsi. Jai Tulsi, Jaya Shri Tulsi, Jai Tulsi, Jai Tulsi, Jaya Shri, Jai Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Vrinde, Jai Vrinde, Jaya Shri Vrinde, Jai, Jai Vrinde, Jaya. Shrimati Tulsi Devi Maharani Ki Vrindayai Tulsi Devi Ai Priyai Keshava Gacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradadevi Sadavatyai Amo Namaha. Vrindayai Tulsi Devi Ai Priyai Keshava Gacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradadevi Sadavatyaya Mo Namah. Vindayai Tulsi Deviyai Priyayai Keshavagicha Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Sadvataya Mo Namaha. Srimati Tulsi Devi Maharani Ki Jai. So you can all have your seats. O Tulsi, beloved of Krishna, I bow down before you again and again. My desire is to obtain the service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you has his wishes fulfilled. Bestowing your mercy on him, you make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire is that you also grant me a pleasure grove in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Thus within my vision, I always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me for her Kahar damsels of Braj. Please give to me the privilege of devotional service and make me your own maid servant. This very fallen and lowly servant of Krishna praise, marries him in the love of Sri Radha and Govinda. Srimati Tulsi Devi Maharani Ki.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we want to welcome each and every one of you for being here at the very beginning of today's Sunday Love Feast. So already we have had Guru Puja, worship done to Srila Prabhupada, and then worship to Tulsi Devi, Tulsi Maharani. So we'll be continuing with some chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And we would like if everyone could join us in chorusing and clapping and participating in the chant enthusiastically. So there was supposed to be a little Havan, a little fire yagya at the back, but our Yajman is not here as yet, so we are still awaiting that.
Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtadeshatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha
Pashachari Shatarine
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nanda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So we'd like to invite His Grace Anirudh Prabhu to lead us in a few minutes of kirtan. So once again, we want to welcome everyone who are here joining us physically at the temple, and also for those of you who are joining virtually. We hope that you are happy being here for today's very special program here at Hare Krishna Study Center. And we want to encourage you as you're here, please make use of your time wisely, in a sense that, you should not Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. We should not lose the opportunity to chant, to be in kirtan, to be here, as in our mind, our hearts, or everything. Not just the body should be here, but our whole being should be here, observing, hearing, chanting, etc. So over to His Grace Anirudh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hari Bol.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra, Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra.
Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra, Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra, Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra, Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
a break, that we will continue. Last Thursday we had the glorious appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where we had a gathering. And again this morning, we are assembled for a special occasion. Once again, the 50th birthday of my dear cousin Sham, and the smallest son of Auntie Chini. Maybe you will relate to Auntie Chini, many of the devotees here. So that's the special occasion here this morning. So we'll continue with some discourses from Bhagavad Gita, and then there will be an opportunity for some question and answer. We'll have Artik, after which there will be a few birthday wishes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we all can join in a few pratnas, a few Mangalacharana prayers. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dharati Swapadantikam. Vandeyam Sri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate. So I think all of us can do it. All of us can do that together once again. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate. Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshware Rishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Hare Pri. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaivacha vaditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nivishesha Sunyavari Pastatyare Shatarin Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktavan Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we'll do one prayer before we read Bhagavad Gita, and we humbly so generally before we recite the scriptures or read the scriptures, one is encouraged to offer obeisances to the author, the original author of Vedic scriptures, Srila Vyasadeva. So we all offer obeisances to Srila Vyasadeva. I will recite the prayers and then everyone can repeat afterward. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you very much. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam tato jayamudidayet Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langayate girim Yat kripaha tamaham bandi Shri Gurum dinatarinam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So it's no doubt a most wonderful opportunity, most blissful opportunity when we can all sit together in the real business, in the business of Bhagavad, in the business of Kirtan, in the business of coming together and call out for the blessings of the Supreme Lord. There's all kinds of dharmas in this world and in all the worlds, all kinds of duties and activities. Some of them are relative and some of them are absolute. In material life, in this material world, under the influence of illusion, we take the relative activities as priority. We give it the most. We give it more attention, more time, more energy, and our whole life can go on like that. But little as we know, we miss the real opportunity of this human form of life to engage in our absolute supreme occupation. The supreme occupation, the supreme dharma, is that by which everyone will become completely satisfied or become satisfied at heart. We hear in the world today that there's so much fuss and front about bringing about peace, about becoming happy, or getting happiness. It seems like the rarest commodity, becoming happy, becoming peaceful, becoming satisfied, become shanti. Shanti, shanti, shanti. So at the end of so many prayers, they will wish, let there be peace, let there be peace, let there be peace. But it seems like we are more in pieces than being at peace. That we are more full of anxiety than being happy, being satisfied. How we will be happy and satisfied amidst all the horror, all the terror, all the pain, all the suffering, all the anxiety, all the hardship? It's an art. Those will go on. No issue. Don't worry about it. It will go on. Inevitable. Those pressures, those anxieties, those cry, those tears, they will go on. They will take place. And they will come and go. If we apply a simple understanding, simple technique, there is a problem. Can I do anything about it? Yes. Then why worry? There is a problem, in my life or in any one of us' life. Can we do anything about it? Can we bring a solution? Can we bring an end to it? Yes. Then the question is, then why worry? Why lament? Why bother about it? You can do something about it. Just do something about it and finish. Move on. Same application, same thought, same idea. I have a problem. Can you do anything about it? No. I cannot do anything about it. Again, why worry? There's a problem. We cannot do anything about it. We cannot solve it. You cannot take care of it. You cannot. Then why worry? So worries comes when we become overly anxious. And when we cannot maintain our balance or equilibrium, we cannot, we don't have the necessary tools. We do not understand or know the art or the science of how to differentiate and separate things. In Guyanese term, and I think in many, many places, all over, we make a cook-up of everything. You chop up everything and you throw it in, you make a cook-up, they say. Everything becomes one. We drag everything. We do not separate the things. Like, when we eat in Guyana, majority of us, beginning from myself, almost every time we eat, unless if you have just roti and curry or chapati and sabji or something like that, but most of the time we eat rice, dal, and different curry, it's like almost every time we eat in the same thing, khichdi. We eat in khichdi every time because we mix it up. You know, we tend to mix all the bhaji, the pumpkin, the katahar, the bora, the potato and chana, and the dal, and the rice, and the chutney, and it's like a khichdi. That's how you make khichdi, you know, you mix everything. So it's like almost every time we eat in only khichdi. So it mix everything. So sometimes I may be, you know, someone may be as good as they can be. Well, Sachi Sutta Prabhu, for example, you know, can be as good as he can be. And that goes for all of us. We cannot go above, beyond, unless we have, you know, we make real spiritual advancement, that we can make some adjustment. Otherwise, we are who we are. Whatever we are, that is we. So we can only be as good as we can be. And then, you know, one day Sachi Sutta, you know, he have been so good throughout, you know, so many years. But then one day some mistakes, some anarthas, some bad qualities show up. And lo and behold, he did something, you know, really awful, really off to me. And then I make a cook-up rice of it. I make khichdi of it. I forget to see all the good that he would have done for so many years. And just because of that one or two or few mistakes, everything becomes bad. His whole life becomes bad. That I cannot see anything good again about him or from him. Even though he continued to be as good as he can be. And all these things affect us again and again. And we worry about these things more than anything else. So another lesson is that we do not laugh, or we do not get fun or joke if you have to repeat the same joke over 3 times. If you repeat the same joke, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, how many people will, you know, like really, you know, rolling and, you know, and laughter and really, you know, make fun of it? No. You say a joke, you know, 1 or 2 times, you know, that's it. No one will, you know, giggle and laugh about it again. So if we do not laugh on the same joke again and again, why do we lament over something years after years? Why do we cry and lament over the same thing? You know, my sibling, my brother or my sister had done me like this. And I'm carrying that like my, you know, throughout my whole life almost. I'm dying with it. I do not give up. I cannot give it up. So that thing happened and gone 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, a month ago, finished. So you do not laugh over the same joke again and again. Why do we cry over the same mishaps or shortcoming or difficulties that apparently come to our imagination or understanding that someone had done to us? I'm using those terms because sometimes it is like that. It is our own imagination and our own way of thinking and feeling that we are thinking that person is our enemy. But really and truly, we need to find out who is really the enemy. Who is the real enemy? Who is making the distinction, the difference between who is friends and who is enemy? Who is for me and who is against me? Only our minds. Someone treat me in a particular way now, and my mind is telling me, this is my friend. He is good. He or she is the best. And then next moment, that same person says something that doesn't sound so liking to our mind, our ears and our mind. Then you think, no. This person is wolf in sheep clothing. They weren't real. That was fake. It was like, and my mind started to reeling and start to tell me all kinds of scatter, all kinds of story, fabricate all kinds of ideas to make that person, to paint a picture of that individual. That individual now becomes my enemy. Another thought came up in this context. There were two friends, body friends, like real friends, They said in the village, bosom friend. You are my real keeper. Means whatever I know, he knows. Whatever he knows, I know. I can ask him for anything, he can ask me for anything. So see how the mind works. So we have been friends for 25, 30, 35 years of our lives. So it is common among friends, growing up in the village, they will come. Sometimes you have to give respect to the vehicle that pass out there, right? So don't worry if you see me pass a little. Sometimes if a motorbike or some heavy vehicle pass, so because we don't want to lose anything. So it is common in the villages that, friends will come and say to their pal, my dear friend, my dear broad, my dear breadwin, whatever my dear pal, give me a raise, man. Give me a $2 there, No big deal, normal thing. A friend will put your hand in the pocket without a second thought and give to him. Just give. But then, see how the mind change. See how the mind flip. So keep that thought, keep that bosom body friend thought in your mind. So then one day, I am there, I'm, making something, I'm sitting, somewhere, I'm under my shed, and I'm making something, and I'm knocking something. And someone comes and say, this Sachi Sutta, he always have a money problem. Right? That this Sachi Sutta, who is your friend, he always have a money problem. And he takes money and he never give back. He takes money from so many people and he never gives back. Everyone are here with us? Hare Krishna. Sis? Everything is good? When Mahmudas get up and walk and go to Baghdad, and everybody looking at him, so please, Mahmudas is an important character, so as long as he get up and walk, everybody will look around. So Mahmudas, please. So it can be who coming, you focus. You don't worry with who is coming and who is going. You'll see who is coming and going afterward. So yes, this guy came and tell me, your friend Sachi Sutta. Anyway, this is Sachi Sutta, right? Satanand Ramati, small son, he is here. So I'm using him. Okay, he sit right in front of me, so I'm using him as the example. So your friend Sachi Sutta, he always have a money problem. And he takes money from people and he never give back. And he also steal money. So that guy comes and he tells me like that. And next couple minutes, here is Sachisuta showing up. Hey pal, hey buddy. I have to get this thing, man. I short a few dollars. Please give me a raise. Now it wouldn't be like before. What will happen? My mind will start to think what that guy said just now is the same thing that guy said. This man always have a money problem. It's like, come on. You and this guy have been body friends throughout your whole life. You know this guy in out. How is it within a few seconds someone can come and turn my mind up? But that's how the mind works. The mind quickly dwells on those kinds of kata, on those kinds of message or news. Very quick. So this opportunity comes when we come together to understand our real duty, our real business, that which will bring us true or real or everlasting peace and happiness. Who wants it? All of us. Who wants to pay the price? Questionable. Who wants to make the sacrifice? Questionable. Like in Guyanese storm today, they said the people, all the business people, this is the cry of the business people, and maybe all over the world it is happening. The people don't want to work. No. The people want the money, but they don't want to work. The people want the money, but they don't want to work. So this is cheating. This is what cheating mentality means. You want to cut short. The people on the job, they want to cut short. As soon as the boss is not there, as soon as the manager is not there, as soon as the senior workers are not there, then they cut short. You do the minimum, the least. But they want maximum pay. This is going on. Cheating mentality. But my dear, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to attain the most rare treasure, the most rarely attainable, the most rare gift that anyone can attain, that is love of God. It's called Krishna Prema. Love for Krishna. Real love. Not the perverted reflection of love that we are experiencing in this world. No. Most of the time, the love that we are experiencing in this world is not unconditional. It is not selfless. It is, sorry about that. The technical people are making us maybe a little alert here this morning. It is not selfless. It is not unconditional. It is conditioned. It is conditional most of the time. I will only do something for you because I am expecting something in return. The servant serves the master because he expects some reward. Husband and wife, children and parents, friends and friends, colleagues together, hardly you find in this world that persons are completely selfless. in rendering service. If they do not want anything external, internally, the anguish, the need to be recognized, to be adored, to be glorified, to be seen. I may go out there and feed the poor. Like sometimes we joke about it in the temple. You know, we had many experiences over the last 35 years being in all form of situations, all different level of management and organizing. So for example, a typical one that we would have seen over the years, young boys, you know, like late teens, early 20s, young boys, put them to do some service. You know, get this thing done, get that thing done, get the other done. Having a terrible time with them, getting the thing done. But then if there is a few, if it happens, you know, within that time, a few young girls comes there, you won't have enough work for them. Trust me, you wouldn't have enough service or enough work for them. Within moments, these guys become like really fired up. You know? So what took place? What caused the transformation? They wanted some recognition, or they want somebody's attention. So that's like a little gross example, but it happens to us. Sometimes if there is no one there, and it's me and me alone, and I have to clean this whole temple room, it's hard, it is difficult, I can't do it. I make all kinds of excuses. But if there are so many persons there who are seeing us, then yes, can do it. We become fired up. So these things are there. That if we do not want some money or something in return, then this anartha is this, you know, pride within is there, that we want recognition. We want to be recognized for doing this thing. So devotional service is explained as unmotivated and uninterrupted. Savai pumsam pado dharmo yato bhaktir ahuksaji ahaitaki apratihata yaya atma supersedati. In order for it completely satisfy the self, in order for the devotion, in order for bhakti to completely satisfy the self, one needs to perform such devotional service unmotivated and uninterrupted. Uninterrupted is easy maybe, but unmotivated is not that easy. Unmotivated is like what we are saying. Have totally you're selfless, unconditionally, nothing in you expect, nothing I expect in return. I only do it out of duty. I am duty bound. That my dear Lord, you're the Supreme Master. I am your servant. And I am duty bound to serve you selflessly. As much as these fingers, being part of this whole body, are duty bound to serve and give pleasure and satisfaction to this whole body. By that process of cooperation, when the fingers cooperate by taking care of this body, feed the body, cleans the body, everything, then these fingers becomes peaceful, becomes satisfied, becomes happy. There's no other way. There's no other process for these fingers to be happy. It is not like we can, chop off, these fingers or the palm with these fingers and try to give the fingers everything that it will be happy. No, that is not the process. Why put ourselves through so much pain? Why try to be like fish out of water? Let us dive deep into the ocean of mercy, ocean of spiritual bliss, that we will be everlasting, forever, completely happy, completely satisfied. And if I suffer, if there is some adversity in this life, I know, or we will know, that is a little token of our past misdeeds. But that after finishing up this life, it's the end of my suffering. No more suffering. Like the devotees in Russia and Ukraine. Those of you who look at the news and who have been following the war, today is 26 days, I think, of war. And one of the city that the Russian almost, took apart. What is that city? Who knows? Huh? Not Kiev. Somewhere to the west. Mariupol or something like that? Huh? Mariupol. There are hundreds and hundreds of devotees, ISKCON, Hare Krishna devotees there. Families are being misplaced. People are starving. And this morning I was looking at a conversation of one of our preacher, ISKCON Swami, American, who would have been preaching in Ukraine for the last 35 years. And he was answering some questions by Russians and Ukraine devotees. Because both places, Russia and Ukraine, we have huge temples and many activities are going on. So one of the questions is that why the Lord are causing or arranging us to suffer so much in these extreme conditions. And one of the Swami was reflecting on first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And he said that the Pandavas were there in the presence of Lord Krishna. And they were topmost devotees of Lord Krishna. And that the mother of the Pandavas, Kunti Devi, Mother Kunti, why she would have prayed that, my dear Lord, let all these calamities come again and again, that by experiencing all these calamities again and again, we will see your lotus face, my dear Lord, Sri Krishna, again and again. And that, my dear Lord Krishna, seeing your lotus face again and again means that we will no longer experiencing the cycle of repeated birth and death again and again. How wonderful it is that this Swami was saying, it is not that any one of us or ISKCON or anybody are putting anyone in this situation. In many of these cases, people may say, well, Mr. Putin, Mr. this one, whatever, a cause. No. There's surface level or apparent cause, and there is behind the scene cause, higher level that we cannot see. So in essence, the Swami was saying, your situation is your situation. We cannot change it presently. But if you can depend on Krishna, if you can be fully surrendered to Krishna, if whatever is happening, you can train yourself to take full shelter of Krishna under any circumstance. It may means the price that you are paying to attain the most rare treasure, Krishna Prema, love of God. Therefore, this life is a preparation for the next. Celebrating birthday, what it means. Wonderful that we are all here. And that Auntie Chinese, would have inspired this whole thought that my dear cousin Sham can celebrate his birthday in a transcendental abode in the temple, beautiful temple here this morning. It could have been otherwise. As they will say, we can be wise or we can be otherwise. So it could have taken a different shape, a different form. It could have been somewhere in Lowland, in Beehive, Clanbrook, or who knows where, with all kinds of, a whole different setting. You know what goes on there more than myself. It would have involved all of us in heavy karma, heavy bad karma, which means heavy karmic reactions for the Yajman and for all of us that would have been there in his name celebrating. So 50th is a milestone, no doubt. More so when we are healthy at the age of 50. It is even more rewarding, more meaningful. So what we supposed to do? If we live to see 50, 60, 70, 80 years, we should be totally, totally grateful that, my dear Lord, you are so great. Just see, you give me this body. You preserve me in my mother womb for so many months. You bring me up. You allow me to live a healthy life. You give me everything necessary as I pass through this life. You give me education, you give me knowledge, you give me know-how, you give me skills, you give me family, you give me children, you give me a house, so many things you provide for me, my dear Lord. You do not leave me out. You do not bring me into this world without a hand, without a leg, or without hands and legs. You know what it is said? It is said that those of us lament that we don't have a pair of shoes to wear, to put on our feet, until we make a few steps and we reach those who don't have feet or don't have a foot. So just imagine how humble and how shameful we should feel also simultaneously at the same time. That rather than being grateful that the Lord provide me with 2 legs, 2 feet, I am lamenting I don't have a pair of slippers or a pair of shoes. But they are those who don't have feet or don't have a foot. My glass might be half full, but I am lamenting that it is half empty. That, my dear Lord, how can you be so heartless that you only give me, I mean, I'm saying the Lord, but sometimes we do that with our parents. Sometimes we do that even with our children or wife or husband. Anyone in any relationship, we do like that. Why you only give me this amount? So we say to the Lord, how you can be so? That you give me a glass that is half empty, my dear Lord. So the choice is ours. We can choose to see that our glass is half full and be grateful, or we can choose to see our glass is half empty and lament and be ungrateful. One of our Swami, Radhanath Swami, was given a lecture once, and he was saying that how humble and grateful, or grateful and humble we should be. So he was saying, for example, in family life, sometimes the husband, shout on the wife, why you only giving this to eat? But Radhanath Swami was saying, why you only give me this born bread and black tea? So Radhanath Swami was saying, but if we have a grateful heart and if we are humble, we would have understood that maybe we were meant to live among the beasts and jackals and tigers, and then we would have had to fight for our meal. But here, at least be grateful for that piece of born bread and black tea. I don't have to compete with anyone for that. It is just coming on my table, so I can be grateful. That I am so low, I am so wretched, I am so sinful. I don't know what I have done previously. Who knows what we have done? Maybe all kinds of abominable things. So how much we deserve in this life? How much we really deserve in this life? So if we realize that we do not deserve anything, then we will see our glasses half full. But if we think that we deserve so much, then we will always lament that my glass, even if I have a bucket, even if I have a barrel, even if I have a 1,000-gallon tank, it will still see, we will still see it, and it is all half full. We will still see it as half empty. So let us all be grateful for my dear cousin Sham, in the name of celebrating his birthday. He is bringing us all together so nicely dressed, so nicely come into the mandir. Those of you who were here earlier, take part in beautiful, wonderful kirtan. Just now there will be beautiful artik, most auspicious artik ceremony to their lordship. Let us don't take these activities casual or ordinary. These are highly, highly potent spiritual activities that are being carried out day in, day out. The worship of the Lord are going on. And when we can take the opportunity to take part, to be a part of those worship, then we also receive the blessings. Sir Disham, you arrive a little late and you miss out part of the program, but that's your luck. Nevertheless, on behalf of our temple here, we want to congratulate you to live, to see and celebrate your 50th birthday with us. Maybe for all the things that you went through in your life, and now you can take a moment to reflect in this mandir that anything could have happened, right? Through all those different situations, anything could have happened. But the fact that the Lord keep you and you fulfill your obligation to your family, now you as a grandfather, you have grandchildren. So I'm begging, I said this to Bodhi Jago many years ago and my brother Ramdalar. And now that we are all touching 50, let us turn a different page. And that what we will want to see of our children and grandchildren, let us start to do it now, before it becomes too late. Before it becomes too late. That when we would have been on our deathbed, and no children, no grandchildren, no one does have any time and anything to even look in our directions, it will pierce us so hard that even the thousands of arrows that would have pierced the body of Bhishma Dev will not pain us as how much that will pierce us. So my dear brothers and sisters, my dear cousins, boy and girl, whomever you may be, young and old, senior, junior, equals, let us start to get it right. All Auntie Chani, Big Mamu, Mamu Das, Aji, all, sooner or later, they will evolve. And we will become the senior in the family. A question for us to ask: what kind of senior we will want to be? If we are satisfied the way we are, the life that we are leading, the examples that we are setting, or not? Let us question and answer ourselves. Let us question ourselves and try to get the answers. I was saying to someone on Holy Evening, I was saying to a few individuals, this is where my service or our service comes in, that if anyone wants to access it, it is available. As many of you know, for myself, I did not come from a highly academic background with high education or anything like that. But what you have to access is this: 35 years of non-stop service on all levels. Even at this age, if it means cleaning the toilet, cleaning the floor, washing the wares, we will do it. Even if it means that. So again, for my cousins, beginning from Sham today, if there is something that I can add, you access that. Okay? You take advantage of that. Do not wait for it to get too late. Time is going. It is flying out like anything else. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And the Chinese, I didn't know what you expect when you said, we'll have Shambhu at the temple. But, this is our life, the life of a preacher. This is it. This is part of, what it means. When we have to give a message, we meditate on it to the best of our ability, to the best of and we depend on the Lord, the Guru, the spiritual master. That is why we recite those pranams and Mangala Charana in the beginning, to be inspired by the Lord and the spiritual master, what to say. So I beg your forgiveness, and beginning from Auntie Chinese and everyone else, if we would have said something that is outside of your expectation or it doesn't sound too soothing to your ears, please forgive me and continue to give me your well-wishing hearts, your blessings, so that we may be able to do better as we go along, to encourage everyone, whomever we reach, on the path of Sanatana Dharma or devotional service. So are there any questions anyone would like to ask at this point? Wow, thank you very much. At least try. That is a good word. So at least try. So that is very nicely said. That Auntie Chinese is saying that we are here. We are trying our best. By the blessings of Swami Prabhupada, if those of you who were on, if you saw the YouTube or if you were on Zoom, when we were conducting my father 12-day Shraddha ceremony, my spiritual master said something very striking. We thought that Prabhupada came, Swami Prabhupada, that is sitting on the Vyasasana at the back there, came to the Western world for the Westerners. This was at least my, joining ISKCON 36 years ago. This was my understanding, that Prabhupada came for the Westerners, means the Americans, the Spanish people and all that, European and all that. But my Guru Maharaj said something on a little talk that he would have given that day, that Prabhupada really and truly come for the Indians. Prabhupada came to the Western world, visited all these countries and established this process of Sanatana Dharma and give Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana and all these holy texts, which is the ancient Vedic texts of Vedic culture, really and truly for the Indians. So just think, you mentioned that your grandfather would have come from India. So likewise, even up to today, people are leaving the shores of India because of financial needs, because of studies, because of jobs, because, who knows what, and going all the way from, New Zealand to Argentina, which means, all over the world. But how these Indians would have been able to maintain their culture? Who would have taken care of their ceremonies, their yagyas, their weddings, their funerals, their shraddha ceremony, and all these things? ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. would fulfill that. If you go to Durban, South Africa, if you go to, what is the capital for Argentina? If you go to Mexico, if you go to Australia, anywhere you go to, London, you go to Ukraine, you go to Nairobi, anywhere you go, there's ISKCON Temple and all these persons who have came previously and who are there now. If you go to Bhaktivedanta Manor in London, 300,000-400,000 persons are there for Janamasmi. Thank you very much. Any question anyone have? Quickly before we go for Artik. Har Kirtan, Sachi Sutta. Anyone? Okay, so if there is no questions, thank you all very much. So as I said earlier, that we will go for the Artik ceremony, and then after the Artik, which will last for half an hour, 25 minutes to half an hour, then we will have a few birthday congratulatory 50th birthday presentations. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Your Lordship Sri Sri Paramakana Nitai Gauda Chanda ki. So still in this pandemic, we are not completely out of it. So we humbly beg of each one to please stand your grounds, maintain your boundaries as much as possible. Do not unnecessarily mix with one another, especially if someone are coming, you don't know where they're coming from. Let us be safe as much as possible. So even during the Artik, you can move away these punches. Some person can come forward a little, but don't crowd too closely. Thank you. You can all stand for the beautiful Artik ceremony. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Shri Paramakana Nitai Gaur Chandra ki jai.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashrata Deshatarine
Namaste Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashacharishatarine
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda
Jaya Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda
Jaya Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra
Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai
Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra
Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Oh,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra
Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra
Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra
Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Nada Shingaya
Praladaladaine
Praladalaraine
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
Shilatankanakalaye
Shilatanakana Kalayine
Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha
Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha
Yato Yato Yamitato Nrsimha
Yato Yato Yamitato Nrsimha
Mahe Nrsimha Hridaye Nrsimha
Bhai Nrsimha Hridaye Nrsimha
Nrsimha Madim Sharanam Prapade
Narasingamarim Sharanam Prapade
Uttava Karakamalavare Nakam Adhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanobringam Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Hare
Tavakara Kamalavare Naka Advata Shringa Dalita Iranya Kashivu Tanavringa Keshavarita Narari Rupa Jai Jagarisha Hare Jai Jagarisha Hare Jai Jagarisha Hare
Jaya Nrsimha Dev Jaya Nrsimha Dev Nrsimha Dev Jaya Nrsimha Dev
Jaya Nrsimhare Jaya Nrsimhare Nrsimhare Jaya Nrsimhare
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Shri Sringadev Bhagavan ki
Ki
Jai
Jai.
Prahlad
Hare Krishna. There's a few chairs available. Keep that for the elderly. Otherwise, the rest of us can hit the floor. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Padvakacharya Stoda Star Srisimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Padvakacharya Stoda Star Srisimad Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki. Anant Guru Vaishnavinda Ki. ISKCON Foundation Srila Prabhupada Ki. Nama Srila Sri Haridas Thakur Ki. Parimsika Hoshi Krishna Chaitanya Pamanityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivinda Ki. Sri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Mathuram Ki Jai. Brihat Madanga Ki Jai. Sama Veda Bhaktavinda Ki. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the Samdev devotees. All glories to the Samdev devotees. All glories, all glories. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So somehow or the other you can take a seat. Maybe take these sponges right here. There are some extra sponges around. You can. They had to set up the Bhojan hall. So likewise they would have taken away some of the chairs. So on behalf of our temple here this morning, we like to take this opportunity to once again thank each and every one of you to being here with us for our Sunday Love Feast and also the 50th birthday celebration of our dear Shamji. As he is celebrating his 50th birthday, it gives all of us an opportunity to reflect and to also think. As much as we are asking him to think about his life, it also behooves each and every one of us to think of our own life and what we can also get out of being here this morning, how we can benefit ourselves with the information and with the satsang here individually. As much as we would want to give our blessings to him also, he is the key person celebrating his 50th birthday. Just before we go into the 50th birthday and request anyone to say a few words, get this mic ready, to say a few words. Just a few quick announcements here that the temple are getting back on track in terms of our regular satsang. For example, this morning, something unusual happened that didn't took place for 2.5 years or a little over 2 years, maybe 2 full years almost. No one didn't sit on an asan for 2 years and give a Sunday lecture or talk like I did this morning. So that was something a little unusual. It feels like old time, but that is a sign that we are getting back on track. that for the last 2 years it would have been all online and Zoom, and we sit on the ground here and in front of the cameras, and we do kirtan and Gita and all these things. So this would have been a sign that we're getting back. And I don't know what will happen with Hari Kirtan. Huh? Yes, Mr. Sesner. I don't know what will become of Sachi Sutta and Hari Kirtan and Junior Chris and all of their online forum. We'll still have to see what happens. At least today they are still online. I was if you see, I was fingering my phone during the kirtan earlier. So I was sending a link to Siri that's saying, connect with all the relatives over there, let them come on Zoom, Facebook, or YouTube, so that it's the birthday for Sham. Let them join. Collect those garlands. Let them join, and they can also attend. So we'll have to see gradually what will become of the Zoom and Facebook and YouTube forum and all that. We hope that they will continue. So we had a wonderful Gaurpurnima celebration. The temple was on a Maha fundraising over the last Pagwa celebration. Over the last Holy Pagwa celebration, I would say we did great. The temple sold, I think, over 3 days, over $3 million in food, in prasadam. So put your hands together for those. That is not, if you think that is ordinary, that is not ordinary. You just think of the amount of cooking that went on over the couple days. Like one day, I think was when Thursday, I think we had to do 1,200 boxes of 7 curry food to give to take care of all the orders that we had. Pagwa Day, we had to do 800 boxes for Indian High Commission, a Pagwa program. So, Auntie Mami think that she knows to work hard, and she normally works hard. But I challenge, Auntie Mami over this couple days. When I joined the movement in the beginning days, Auntie Mami then used to say when I was at IFLAT, we just eat and sleep, So when the people come to real grinding here, Auntie Mami said, well, long time I didn't sweat like this. I was like, come on. And then she have a tough nephew to deal with. I will be like, I never heard that. I never hear that, but you have to do this, you have to do the other, and then still the other have to get done. So it's like forgive us, Auntie Mami, that's how life stays for us. Getting things together, getting things done is not that easy in our shoe. Sometime while I am there, somebody might think, well, I'm turning the pot, I'm making the sweet rice or the halwa, but I'm not there. I am all over the place. I am, who is getting their thing on time out there? What next have to go out? Who have to do this? Who have to get that done? It's like, So anyway, that was quite a challenge for the temple to really execute that. Do over $15,000 and food over a couple days would have means quite something. So the temple are getting more and more organizing in food prasadam business. We have upcoming programs. Will be, of course, Navratri will come up very soon. Then we'll be looking forward for Ram Navami. So the news so far is that the temple is opening up, and we invite you to come, those of you who are living here, of course, to come and attend our Sunday program, Sunday morning, as usual, from 10 to 1, where you will enjoy wonderful kirtan and a Hare Krishna party type of celebration with a sumptuous lunch or vegetarian feast. So in saying that, I would like to humbly request if there's anyone who would like to come forward, I'll give the opportunity first to the siblings, sister, because the other sisters are not here, and any of the brothers who like to come forward and say a few birthday wishes to our dear and only Mr. Sham, as we call him, Sesnarayan? Sesnarayan Changa. Mr. Sesnarayan Changa. Who wants to come first? And just while you're coming, I was thinking, continuing from what I was saying earlier, and I forget to mention this because when I saw Body Jago, I normally say the Silverfax cousin. When I saw the Silverfax cousin at the back there, I was thinking that this guy here is powerful. Because, many years, being around the temple, and even before coming to the temple, me and he came over, Zibo, all of us was like of the same age group. And, I was thinking, how is it that he bring all his brothers here? Does this guy have to be powerful? And as much as I was thinking that he is powerful, I was also thinking, if you ever think that he doesn't like you, why they will book a flight and come here to celebrate your birthday? Put your hands together. So sometimes, because I was mentioning this, and sometimes our minds work backward. We don't see the endeavor. We don't see the sacrifice. We don't see kindness. We don't see love. We don't see reciprocation. Just like Auntie Chinese, at this age, I don't know where you're working. She bring a fat pile of green notes and drop it at the temple. This is for my son's 50th birthday. Where you working? Where you get money from? So, I was thinking, so this is kindness, right, Mr. Sham? This is love. If you ever want to know what it is, this is love. This is what it means. This is reciprocation. So let's see, who wants to say a few words? Bring the mic here. Bring the mic here. So you want to, you sit there, Sham? Oh, you want him to come? Okay. Okay. So y'all can say to him what you want to say on this forum. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, on behalf of myself and family, and my sisters with no hair, and all my brothers, I would like to wish my brother happy birthday. Happy 50th birthday. Well, I have to tell you this. This is not our plan. This was your sister Vidya plan. Wow. She come one day and we was all on the phone, and I went to visit Florida, and she tell Mom, said, Mom, Sham birthday is coming up because she heard Prabhu's son is getting married, and Mom wanted to come to the wedding. And Vidya was like, Mom, before you go think about going anywhere, you're going to Sham 50th birthday. Wow. If that, she gonna bring Mom just for the weekend. That was the only plan. The next, we hear Mr. 1 come in, Mr. 2 come in. I said, well, me not gonna stay out, me I come too. Well, me there at number 4 say I come too. Here number 4, no, me I come till May month. Me say, all right, I'm gonna see you there. So anyway, let me tell you something, brother. You are being blessed more than any one of us. You know why I tell you? You have the most children and you have the most grandchildren. I wish my daddy was here to see you are the richest man. I know he's standing next to me here. He knows. My skin is growing. I know my daddy's right here. But you are the richest kid my parents have, okay? And you must count your blessing. Never ever think that we hate you. We love you just as we love all of them. All right? And one thing my parents taught us, we must hold together. Doesn't matter what comes in life, we must hold together. And that's how we live. We hold together. We never argue, we never fight. And I want our children must grow up and live the same way. Also, my cousins, them.
You do fight.
No, we don't fight. No, we never fight. So, congratulations. I wish you to see many, many more birthdays. All right? This year, I'm going to be 60. But you can't beat me still. We still wait for you. All right? Now, mind your 50, I can still wait for you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. My chacha, my mamu, my mommy, my chachi, all my cousins, and only one Bauji there, right? Only one Bauji. But, Gita, and what Pua? Oh, and my Pua. Gita, thank you very much to take care of my brother. Continue and make him shine. I love you.
Happy birthday, Sham. 50 is a big number, and you should make a promise today. You're the only one who is smoking. If you can make a promise to stop smoke, that would be great. Happy birthday, brother. Love you.
Happy birthday. I want to say a history about Changa. Changa generations are wonderful people. And if you can look at it here now, in life they say you got ups and downs. When my parents, when they start a project, you see how they start with one, he come. And like that, the wave gonna go down. And then two decide, no, they got to climb more back. And you see how they go at? Grrr, grrr, grrr. And for the five of we just proper fight and argue. And tell you the truth. My dad passed away and my mom say, oh by Rupo, oh by body, that Mamu and Chacha, you go see what happened, I know. So they go come, then two go come. Chacha go listen to the story, then two start and listen to the story. Chacha go say, hey man, I want really go on with you. Mamu go say, watch, are you stop this nonsense, please? Tell you the truth. When you talk about financial problem, my father had a financial problem. We had it. What do you think this guy do one time? He take $2,000 per week pay and he hide them in his shoe. You hang on with nose. And he makes so now he collect one little change money wife so like he forget he got the money in the shoe. Spend out the shoe, he dance out that $2,000. Next man when he go check his shoe for the $2,000, he turn choker. People say this guy here no nothing, but this man know what you do. One time he meet one tailor boy. He say, uncle, so on pants me not today Saturday, tomorrow me go a barrier. A man say, man, what your body, your daddy and me a body friend. A man take his own clothes, sew pants. You know he never collect a pants. When a man meet and couple week after every man, but you not come collect a pants. Say, okay, pants, a pants let me sew for you. He say, what you sew you shall wear. Happy birthday to you, boy.
Happy birthday, Mr. Sham. Thank you. And try to behave yourself. Your brother just say something. Brother Cherry, just think. I love you guys.
Well, no joke. He is one lucky kid. That he alone, number 2 here. And the next one, my mom Hardy decide, then 2, then 3, then 4. Isn't he lucky? So count your blessing. Kid,
Hare Krishna.
are you take care of your daddy, okay?
So,
Amanda.
so we have Sham.
How
you
more
can
grandkid?
stand here. You can
How more
stand-
grandkid?
You can
9?
stand there for us. Sachi Sutas, you can give Body Soja the garland. So Body Soja, you can place this garland on him. This is the blessings of the Lord. And pray that he will fulfill your wish as you garland him with that beautiful garland. Sister? There's a cake there, that 50th birthday cake that was offered on the altar. You'll offer that to him. You'll give it to him as a birthday gift, as a part of the birthday celebration. Yeah. No. Just take. I have the cake alone. Yeah. So Sham, on behalf of their Lordship, happy 50th birthday celebration. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So someone can collect that from him. One of the children.
Come, Sham, come quickly.
One of the children can collect that from him. You can keep that. Anybody? So, on behalf of the temple here, on behalf of myself, my family, I also like to take this opportunity to wish Sham Sesnarayan Changa a happy 50th birthday celebration. May you live by the blessings of their Lordship and the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, to see many, many more years with good health, good strength, and that you will, most important, always make the right choice, make the right decision for the rest of your life. So, anyone else who would like to come forward and say a few words before we go for Bhojan? Hare Krishna. So, anyone else? The poor? So after this, we'll go for pictures. So those who would like to take pictures, you can come this way, Mataji. Hare Krishna. If you will, those of you who would like to take pictures with the family, you can stay back. We'll take some pictures with Srila Prabhupada at the back there afterward. But otherwise, the rest of us can start to go down for Bhojan, because if everyone go at the same time, it will be quite a scene down there. So, Pua? Chachi? Yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna. I would like to tell you a story about my Sham. When he was small, he used to go to nursery school. And he used to come by us with me Aji. And one day, he get away. When he get away now, Mayo say, "Girl, where Sham gone?" Mr. Mayo, me not know where he gone. That time, my next Bauji was living. Lalo wife. I know, right? Yeah, Mayo put the lady for a search in